Good evening, everyone. My name is Lillian.
And I'm Alice.
And we're BDSM Gen Y. And we've been off YouTube for a very long time.
Sorry.
We've kind of been working. We got new full-time jobs. Yay. We have employment. We have a little bit of money. We're at an apartment soon.
Good things. All good things.
Good things. It's just we've been...
time-consuming.
Yeah. But anyways, here's the episode. Significantly later than originally promised. Significantly later. But we're here, we're back, you'll be hearing from us on a more regular basis, so we hope you enjoy. Let's discuss today's topic.
Okay. Today's topic is the types of play you will probably witness in your local dungeon. Or local play party, or if someone invites you over to their house and they're doing
Hopefully if they're doing the last one, they've discussed to you what they're going to be doing, but...
Preferably, but you never know, so just in case.
Yes.
Types of play.
The most common?
Most common, impact.
By far.
Mm-hmm.
Impact will cover everything from spanking, punching, hitting, barehanded,
nails.
Biting, nails, yeah. Those are really more like biting and nails, though.
Pretty much anything that's done with the hands as opposed to another instrument.
Paddling.
I would consider impact.
Paddling. Strictly speaking, of flogging is impact, though most people consider it a separate discipline.
Yeah.
You could really consider a single-tailing impact, but that's a completely separate discipline.
That's kind of pushing it.
That's kind of pushing it.
So, for the purposes of simplicity and clarity, we'll say anything with hands and anything with basically a
toy that is hitting someone.
A flat toy that is smacking and just smacking.
Yes.
So.
Flogging.
Flogging.
Lots of flogging done with a multi-tailed whip, which I'm pretty sure we've discussed before.
We have.
Single tails, which is what you traditionally think of as a whip. Then you get into the somewhat more odd types of play.
Well, I think there's also like caning and cropping and that sort of thing. That's usually pretty standard.
Correct.
Restraint. You'll see a lot of restraint.
Lots of bondage.
Lots of bondage.
Everything from rope to leather
handcuffs,
restraints. Yeah. Which, if you're going to play with handcuffs, be careful. Everyone starts with handcuffs, but they're really uncomfortable. They're really not safe. Anyways.
Also, you can be restrained with a cage type deal.
The stocks.
Yeah. So, there's a lot of that going on. There is shibari, which is its own totally separate discipline, but it's big. It's bondage, but it's Japanese rope bondage. It may involve some type of suspension. You may be hanging in midair. It's got very delicate knots, lots of pretty looking, beautiful rope work. Also very practical in restraining somebody.
Very time consuming.
Very time consuming if you're doing it in a complicated sort of...
Yeah.
Look up self-puppeteering. You'll see what I mean.
Now, the somewhat uncommon ones, things that you may see or may not see, depending on the night. Fire play. Fire cupping also falls under the same. Knife play, which is much more common in our local area. Pressure points. Sadistic, that would fall into the category of sadistic massage.
Wax play. Candles.
Candles, any type of candling in general. You may see, in the further into the spectrum, you may see a cutting, which is done with a surgical scalpel.
You may see needles.
You may see lots of needles.
You may see lots of needles, depending on the night. And that can be anywhere from making a needle collar to little lacy corsets in the skin. You could see cell popping, which is a type of temporary branding, basically.
It's done with a skewer that is made red hot and touched to the skin very quickly, creating a small circular burn, and then they do it in patterns. It's very pretty. It
is very pretty. You could also see, you could see electric play with either a
TINS unit
or
a violet wand. Both are they play out completely differently. The TINS unit is what you think of as a pad that sticks to you and shocks you and causes your muscles to contract. The violet wand's an entirely different beast. It basically creates a sustained static electric shock across the skin, and then whenever the person is grounded, it shocks them. Those are a lot of fun. Now for the really uncommon.
Yeah, now for the fairly weird stuff.
Quote unquote fairly weird.
Quote unquote, I mean it's all weird.
And there she goes.
Yep, there she goes. Let's see.
Fire flogging.
Fire flogging, which I have a personal soft spot for, but is typically too dangerous to do in the dungeon.
Next, total latex bondage.
Yeah,
like a back
we
bed.
could go there. We could go there, like a back bed.
Also, not something you see very commonly, mostly because they're expensive.
Yeah.
But they are great for total bondage.
Total mobilization.
Other really strange stuff.
You don't see a whole lot of age play
Not usually.
in your typical dungeon. You don't see a whole lot of animal play.
Unless they're there specifically
unless
for
they're
that.
there for a specific animal event.
Yep.
Let's see. You definitely probably won't ever see, if it's a public dungeon, water sports, sanitary reasons.
Yep.
You may not ever see actual blood unless it's accidental. You may never see a paint the walls red scene also because of sanitary reasons.
Or if they do, you'll be observing it from far away.
Far, far away. So,
something that you don't normally see is breath play.
Yeah.
It's dangerous.
Asphyxiation.
It's dangerous. There's only a couple of people that I know of in our local community who are qualified. I've seen any trampling in the local community.
That's true.
Ever.
That's true. I have seen, not in this community, but in another one, I have occasionally seen sounding and other types of male genital torture. I've seen that.
Yep.
Yep.
That's pretty much it for the really strange stuff that I can think of. Anything that we haven't listed under the really strange stuff, we haven't seen. Mm-hmm. There's plenty of stuff we haven't seen.
Mm-hmm.
We mostly wanted to give you the overview of what you will commonly see.
Mm-hmm.
You'll definitely see flogging.
Mm-hmm.
You'll definitely see impact.
Mm-hmm.
You may see everything else. You'll definitely see bondage.
Yeah, I would hazard a guess that on an average night, you'll see at least one person getting tied up somehow.
Some way, some form.
That's fair.
That's very fair.
Yeah.
We hope that you enjoyed. We are actually doing a twofer tonight. We are going to record another one, something slightly different from what we've normally done.
Mm-hmm.
However, for the next real, quote-unquote, BDSM Gen Y episode, we're going to discuss a topic that comes up pretty often on the Fet Life.
Kink as therapy.
The advantages and the disadvantages, why it's good, why it's bad, if you should do it.
Mm-hmm. And why everyone does it anyway.
And why everyone does it anyways.
So
until then, my name is Lillian.
I'm Alice.
And this has been BDSM Gen Y. Thank you very much for watching. You all have a great night.